it will be Kamensky, Bykov, and Hamyatov, their #1 line. An interested spectator.
Asking Lanny for his autograph.
Tretiak and McDonald participating in the official ceremonial face-off here at the Luzhniki Sports Palace. Tretiak, a big star, of course, not only in the Soviet Union, but around the world. And
Lanny goal in the most important game the Calgary Flames have played, the one that won the cup for them.
Results in a whistle.
Well, by the time you've played your 4th game in the Soviet Union and your 6th in Europe, you ought to be used to 2 things that are quite different as far as the North American team's concerned. One, the ice surface. I haven't heard the players even talk about it anymore.
Makarov performs in this game against his former teammates. It was interesting when the teams were out there and skated onto the ice for the 3-2 game warm-up. He bumped with Bykov. That was Bure streaking in. He has a great burst of speed. He's the youngster who played on the World Junior team last year in Anchorage, Alaska at the championships. Now it's Stelnov in his own zone. He moves it ahead to Fedorov. He played it in. Konstantinov could not get to it. It's pushed down the ice, some bumping and shoving. And Roberts and Konstantinov are involved over in the far side. The play is whistled down, and there is going to be a penalty.
Joe Nieuwendyke's going to get it, Don, for interference, I believe. He knocked the
killing unit. Doug Gilmour is out there with Ranheim. Gilmour breaks it up in the neutral zone, then lost it. Long shot by Batsayev, and that almost handcuffed goaltender Mike Vernon. And now some pushing and shoving in the corner. Involved in that one is Kovalenko, along with Gilmour, but nothing serious develops.
Well, there you're looking at the back of Terry Crisp.
Finman with a long shot. Vernon just got a piece of that hard blast and steered it to the corner.
That's 2 long shots that Vernon had to move quickly to stop, and maybe this team shoots more than the others we've seen in this tour.
Merzin and Finman bumping at the side of the net. Finman lost his helmet. The puck comes loose. Here's a shot by Ivanov, and another save by Mike Vernon. He has been tested early in this hockey game.
Well, they've all been 50 to 60 footers, but they've been rockets. And I think that we may be able to cross out the word friendship with reference to this tour. There's a replay, and you can see through a maze of players, Calgary physically.
Stelnov at the point. Another good bit of bumping in the neutral zone as the puck is brought into Red Army territory, and the Calgary player is hurt. Gary Roberts is down. He bumped with Bure, one of the smaller players on the Red Army squad, directly in front of the Calgary bench. Bearcat Murray was poised and ready to jump over those boards, waiting for that whistle and an opportunity to do it. Watch this hit.
That's the one on Nieuwendyke, but actually Roberts was throwing the check. He wasn't taking the body check, and it looks like he got hit in the head somewhere, and maybe he isn't quite sure what rink he's in. But he's a tough kid. I'm sure that we'll see more of him unless he's been knocked out, and then they'll probably take him out of the game. They have 22 players dressed, so it's not quite as critical, but I think he'll be back. He threw the check and got the worst of it.
5:33 is the time gone by in the opening period.
Well, I think one thing that the Red Army's done is they've awakened Calgary physically, because they're much tougher out there tonight than they were at any other time. Colin Patterson is going to get a penalty as one of the Soviet players is lying face down on the ice. Number 26, Kovalenko.
So this will be the second penalty that the Calgary Flames will be forced to contend with early in this opening period. 6:40 is the time gone by. The referee, Seppo Makala from Finland.
Well, it looks like it got hit in the mouth. Here it is right here. Oh. A little of that elbow leather, I would say.
Kovalenko, one of the younger players on this Soviet roster, just 19 years of age.
Guys play big by the look of it.
Makarov is out there killing off penalties. Here's a shot by Zubov from the point, and the save is made by Vernon. Back to Zubov, a shot loved by Mike Vernon. It was headed for the far corner.
Well, Makarov killed penalties for the Soviet team and national team, and with Patterson in the box, the premier penalty killer, Makarov will get a taste of the penalty killing. And you know, in the National League, they don't know whether Bure has, so that has to be checked by the league.
Delayed penalty call. Scoring opportunity for Jamie McCowan, who raced in to take that pass. The delayed penalty call against the Soviets, and I believe it will be Kostychkin who will be going off.
Well, this referee, I think, realizes now, if he didn't know before, that this game is showing quite a bit of bitterness. And it looks like he's trying to lay the law down as far as stick work's concerned. There was the good chance, the only good one Calgary's had today.
McInnes is checked, and it's dumped ahead to Chastain. He gets away, or tried to, from Makarov, but Makarov took the puck from him. And then Nieuwendyk steps into Chastain right in front of the Calgary bench.
Joe Nieuwendyk, I don't know whether he had a bad night's sleep last night, but he's been a little ornery out there tonight.
Maybe that hamburger we saw meeting yesterday disagreed with him. Hunter with a shot, but Fleury comes back to pick up that loose puck. Fleury into the slot area, shot, the rebound, and it's covered up by Mikhailovsky, the Soviet goaltender.
One of them into the spot right here. Look at all the fellas that he's trying to get by. They were lined up 4 across. And Gilmore had a bit of a shot at the rebound, but he didn't get all the wood on it. And Calgary, it looks like he's all right. Maybe he was just winded. Here's a good look. He's trying to get through that space. Of course, the space ends up not being a space by the time Joe gets there.
Erdina pries that puck loose, back to Suter, fakes the shot over to Fleury, long drive, kicked out. Another shot, and that's gloved and held by Mikhailovsky. And again, pushing and shoving in front of that Soviet net, and now McClellan and Baksayev swing away at each other, but nothing really serious develops.
McClellan was trying to stand in front of the goaltender, and the Russian defensemen are very rugged.
Again, McClellan involved this time with Gusarov, and this comes with 3:38 gone in the second.
And I don't know how the referees have sorted out the penalties, but I can tell you this, they can only put 2 minutes up on the penalty time clock here in Moscow.
They're having problems penetrating that 4-man box that the Calgary Flames have thrown up. A minute remaining in the penalty. Here's the shot right on, and Vernon holds it for a face-off. Kamensky letting that one go from the top of the circle.
Many of Vernon's saves have been long shots. Kamensky, number 13, is a draft pick of the Quebec Nordique, 129th overall in 1988. He followed the 1987 Canada Cup. He scored 6 goals in that series. And last year he had 18 goals in 40 games for Red Army. Here's the shot. It's a hard shot, but...
Over on the wing for Beekoff in front of the shot. Well,
the Calgary Flames got caught with their 2 forwards, penalty-killing forwards, in too close to the net, and forgot all about the fact that the defenseman isn't just going to stand out there in the blue line. And he jumped off the point, Kasatonov did, and got the pass out and let a bullet shot go that Mike Burnett had no choice. You're going to see Gilmore. Gilmore gets in too far and turns his back on the play. And look at Kasatonov. He snuck right into the hash mark. Took this pass right here from number 15, Komatov. And look where that defenseman shoots it from. Maybe 15 feet out. And Gilmore just got caught watching the play. Now he can't get back.
Back after it to Stelnov. Rink wide for Fedorov. Fedorov with a shot right on, and Wamsley hangs on.
Good play, don't get me wrong. The players are all right. It's the style and maybe the size of the rink that caused the problem, in my opinion.
Nieuwendyk again driving in there, and he and Fedorov do some pushing and shoving. And we saw the other night in the game between Washington and Moscow Dynamo that the fans reacted and seemed to enjoy a scrap between Scott Stevens and Mikochik. And they seem to be enjoying this little battle between Joe Nieuwendyk and Fedorov. And of course, in international hockey, fighting is not allowed, and those who do fight are banished from the game. And that's what happened in the game between Washington and Moscow Dynamo. But I don't think anything is going to happen here, even though both players did drop their gloves. I don't think they're going to be kicked out of the game.
Looks to me like it'll be a roughing or maybe a double roughing call. What? Joe Nieuwendyk, here's how it started. He went to the net. Now, I don't think anybody can blame him for that collision. He was shoved in by the opposition, but that started the whole affair. And the referee looks to me like he's singled out one player from each team. Roberts from Calgary.
Back for Calgary. Rink-wide pass for Gilmore. He lets it go for Erdina. Glove save by Mikhailovsky.
Mikhailovsky has had very little to do, but he certainly looks like he knows how to play goal. Both the goaltenders are 20 years old. And I think that their coaching staff here and the management of the Red Army team are kind of hoping that there's a Tretiak in there somewhere. He's wearing the same number the great Russian goalie wore.
Roberts back to the line to Johansson, a long shot. And Mikhailovsky was out of his net to knock it away from Makarov. Malikin, lead pass. Here's Shiveran going in, trying to get away from Johansson. He scores!
Well, Walmsley stopped the first shot, and then it just trickled through him as he had fallen. And that was the first time the Flames have been caught by that patterned Russian long pass in the middle of the rink. There it is. Johansson leaves his feet on a gamble and loses. Now Walmsley's stick hits the puck between his legs into the net. Now there's the pass. Johansson dives at him. It doesn't do much good. He stops it. And Walmsley hits it in, I think, with his own stick after he stopped it, but he didn't know where it was.
Dina going for the net. Ryakin couldn't get it to him. Goes back to the line. McInnes with a long shot. That's wide. Gilmore in front of that net. Spun around and then knocked the stick away from the goaltender, Mikhailovsky. And Mikhailovsky came diving out of his net without his stick to make his glove save. Gusarov in his own zone. Moves it ahead to Fimin. Battling with Fleury along the boards. Fleury got it to Ranheim. Ranheim is tied up. Joel Otto trying to dig it out, gets it to the line. Merzen with a shot wide. McCrimmon racing in from the point to Fleury. Fleury trying to make a play against Gusarov. Gets help from McCrimmon. The puck comes into the slot area. McCrimmon turns around, gets it over to Ranheim. Scores!
Boy, that was a nice play by McCrimmon and a heads-up play by Ranheim. When Ranheim noticed that McCrimmon had pinched deep into the zone, he went back and filled in on the point for him. And then McCrimmon came up with a loose puck right here, and Ranheim has the presence of mind to jump off the point. And McCrimmon is smart enough to find him, and Ranheim goes in and puts it in, and he did that 68 times last year in Salt Lake City. So this is a good play by the rookie, Bo Ranheim, and a nice pass from Brad McCrimmon. And with about 8 minutes left, well, I know Makarov is going to have to get used to a lot of things, but one of the things that is really going to bother him is a four-line operation where he doesn't play as much, and especially as much in the critical situations as he did when he played for the Soviet. Tom Watts got the map. The boys have learned the route. Now we're going to see whether they listen to the coach. They're paying big money to this number 42, and here's the time he can start to earn a little bit of it.
One of our Soviet friends, in talking about Makarov, when we suggested that he would lose his Army pension, said he doesn't have to worry about money now that he's with the Calgary Flames.
Well, they'll have a set play here, but it's awful early in the season to be able to do it. You want to do it because they haven't had a chance to practice under normal circumstances.
Fleury and McInnes are back in the point.
And you can see there's a little confusion here on the lineup. Now, don't forget the goalie's out, so they get 6 skaters here against 4 for the Red Army.
Otto will attempt to win the draw against Beekoff. He gets it to Gilmore. Gilmore lets it go to McInnes, who fired it wide. They battle in the corner. Puck is loose. Beekoff bangs it off the boards and down the ice. 30 seconds remaining in the period. Fleury to Makarov. Makarov comes to the line. He loses it. Al McInnes puts it on the wing. Beekoff trying to break in. He's tied up. Puck loose in the corner. Just 12 seconds remaining in the hockey game. Lead pass for Makarov with Gilmore. Rink wide. Back to Fleury, and it bounced away from him. It was offside anyway.
But the offside was called 5 seconds after the offside occurred. And that's what the Flames are upset about. And that's the second or third time that this linesman has called it so late. And guys can get hurt.
Well, I think all the fans at the Luzhniki Sports Palace have enjoyed this hockey game. Makarov with a long shot wide, and Red Army defeats Calgary 2-1, the first loss suffered in 4 games in the Soviet Union by the Stanley Cup champions.
Well, I think the best team won tonight. Calgary, I'm sure, and this is not an excuse, are a little weary of this long road trip, and I think it showed tonight.
Red Army showing much more emotion at the conclusion of this game than some of the other teams the Calgary Flames played at any time during this tour.
Well, it's nice to beat the Stanley Cup champions. There's 20 teams getting ready to try and do it a number of times.